And it says you're live, so we're live. Good morning, everybody. We're coming out of the Pacific time zone. We just made it through another fun time, pump.fun. Oh, those are some pretty good cryptos. Great use case ones. I'll be looking at getting back into them when everything settles down, but good times. If you made something, let us know. You don't have to say amounts or nothing, but anyhow, there's a bunch of good fun. Those are two solid keeper cryptos. If you want to keep them, pump them, whatever. I don't even care what you do. It's not my job. My job is just to show you different cryptos, show you the connections. If I'm gonna get some or not, I'll let you know. And then, like all these cryptos do, a lot of them, they go up and they go down. And the real world use case ones will always rise up later. So these are very well-connected cryptos. And if you watch, I made both shows open after the $500 people know, and then the $10 people got a chance. I said, you know what, let me open up the first show because these are really good cryptos. So I just wanted everybody to have an opportunity with that one. But so yeah, if you're just getting into those, let me check out what the prices are in those first, and then I'll start the show. I kind of started early, and let me take a look. Oh shit, they're still up 85%. Everybody likes the A0. That's still up 85%. Congratulations. Let's look at the other one. What was that called? CoinGecko. I'm gonna look at CoinGecko. Oh, self-key is up at 17.6%. So that's almost 20%. So go ahead, and if you're interested in either of those, watch the video that I made. I showed you all the connections and stuff. You determine whether you want to buy it, pump it, keep it, whatever. It doesn't matter to me, honestly. My job in those videos were just to show you about those two cryptos, to give you information about whether you're interested or not with them, but just showing the connections was my main intent, and that is it. So fun on Friday, huh? Is that what you guys do over there on Crypto Hulk Show? Big crypto. Oh, let's get into so we got some people who joined the channel. 1970 legend. Here's for the zero. Oh man, these people. Thank you very much for that. Tax-free donation there, buddy. Always appreciate if you made some cash. Show good old Uncle Hulk a little gratitude there. And maybe we'll have another one. And but yeah, I think I saw A0 get up at 107%. So that's why it pays to get in early on things. Really, the early. So a lot of people are like, fuck, $10? And I'm sure I'm not going to mention, some of you I know made thousands. So you're looking at $10, that's it. Shit, take a loan out for $10 from a friend and then pay them back. And now you got the next 3 years worth of $10 shows paid up. I mean, that's how you do it. Okay, so you can't afford a $10 show because you're poor. Okay, go to a friend, borrow $10, watch the show, and then when I have a little fun on Friday, bam, 100x that shit, and whatever you put in, you just made it. Okay. Alrighty then. Yeah.
I see you over there.
Hey, keep it down. Not your time yet. You already had your time last night. All the investment advice that you might interpret on this channel comes from Zoltar. What Zoltar does is he writes down the stock tips. Let me show you this. This is how I get all my information. It's a Zoltar fortune ticket, and then I read it off to you. And then if you invest or not invest, that's up to you. But it all comes from Zoltar. So my name's Cryptoholic, not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. I don't know anything about finances. I don't know anything. Everything on the show is a straight lie. Don't believe a word that I say. My show is designed to get you financially destroyed. Before every show, I snort coke, inject heroin, take a handful of roofie pills, probably drink about a gallon of 151 Bacardi. And I still have an old stash from the 90s from that. So that's how I have it. I know they don't sell it in the stores. I still have a stash of it. I got like 300 bottles in my closet. And let's see what else. Yeah, I usually have Zoltar giving out fortunes now. And yeah, we roll as a pretty hard team. So, all righty. We got here Carpathian Eagle, member for 33 months. X is the most important project and everything revolves around it. We will see in the coming years whether we were wrong or not, Sir Hulk. You know, the crypto space is just a big mystery right now. And we already know who's behind it. It's the government. If you watch this channel, you already know. So the government's bringing on secretly with the 5 rich families of the world a system to control all the money in the world. Now this works controlling people because if you have 200 countries and 200 kinds of money, now I want you to think about what's going on. We're going to play this out so you see the big picture. Take it back 50 years ago. Shit. Take it back to 2013 before the HTTP 402 with Ripple and the Interledger protocol. Take it back to 2013. All the way back there. That was the last time the world had a possibility of not being one under control of one person. Because that's how it'll end up. You'll have one person, like that movie Lord of the Rings, but you'll have one ring to rule them all, and that'll come out of Europe in a version of, how can I say, I don't want to mention the name of that country, so I'll keep it quiet, but the last Roman Empire country is still around. They're going to be running stuff, let me tell you. For those of you that know, you know, it's coming out of Rome, everybody, in that little V city. Okay. That's who's going to run stuff. When you have 200 and whatever amount of countries and they all have different kinds of money, it's tough to control that. Now, it's especially tough when there's paper money like fiat that you cannot control all around the world. But what if you had a one world money system? Then we go up to 2014. That's when it all happened. Okay. Now listen to this. Someone says they tried to get the key, the crypto that I was talking about yesterday, KEY. Tried to get key, and you'll see like it'll be like self key, and then the ticker is KEY. Someone said tried to get key on Kraken last night and got kicked out. Once I looked up key, then couldn't log back in. Never had that happen before. Why do you think they shut my program off 2 times yesterday? Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm deep diving and they're having a problem. Okay. Because These are the strong connected cryptos. I'm showing you these connections with these cryptos. You can pump and dump and whatever. I don't care. There's all these connections in these cryptos. They are very interesting with the connections. They go real deep. Terrence McNamara, thank you very much for the tax-free donation there, buddy. Terrence says, Crypto Hawk, hardest working man on the internet. Thank you for the greatest crypto recommendation stations. I will admit, had some fun on Friday. Started putting away old fashions. Well, maybe got broke loose a little bit. I messed up on the time. I had the show lined up. Messed up on the time, but I was having the time of my life. Trust me. We had a great time. I'm just seeing percentages going 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. Woo-wee! I was trying to make a video. My heart was pounding. Man, I just didn't put in $10 in this thing. I put in a lot. So if it were to go all bad, then it looks like I'd lose all my cash. But that's the risk. Never afford to put in what you can't afford to lose. So I put in a lot, and there we go. YT kicking me off at 10 minutes today. Wow. Okay. They've been kind of slacking lately, I guess. But so yeah, let me check here with these comments. Remember, they don't want you to know this information. That's why all this crazy stuff happens on this channel. Charles says, I got key on Kraken Pro. Thanks, Crypto Hulk. By Jove. Also took over an hour to try processing, so I missed out on the whole A0 pump. Man, they don't want you to get it. See, look, if you watch my channel, compare my channel to everybody else's, right? Why they always shut my channel off? Cryptos that we discuss on this channel, you try buying them. Why do they keep you from not buying them at that point? Try back another time if you want and get it. Now probably definitely wait for the pump to go down, but and keep trying other exchanges. If you notice they don't want you to have certain things, that's what you want to get. I mean, it's like the opposite of Jim Cramer on NBC's Mad Money or some shit. Like whatever he tells you to do the opposite. Then you'll probably end up winning, okay? The price impact on key for fan. I guess there's a lot of gas fees or something. That's why Ethereum, man. But look, I mean, it depends how you look at things. If you buy something and you make $3,000 profit and you got to pay $300, you're up $1,700. So it depends really on how you look at it. If I were to tell you you could spend $300 and make 17, I think just about everybody would do it. I mean, I would. Now, this person here, Daniel, used USD Circle to swap for key. Interesting. We got Handyman. TC says, I listen to Hulk's crypto news all day at work. Hulk's channel is the only one that glitches out. Oh my God. They got some little communist chimpanzee working at YT that every time he pushes the button, they give him a banana or show him a picture of a big fat D. I don't know which one, probably both. Ted Ons says, yep, I ended up swapping Ethereum for key on my Tangem wallet. Cloud99 says, signed up with Kaylin Brown through the Hulk link, waiting for the email. Yeah, man. Hulk has the diamonds. That's why YT glitzes the show. Pretty much. key pumped only 30%. Oh, dang. Sucks. Hey. Ted On said then he transferred it to Caleb and Brown. Yes. Alrighty then. Let's see. We got that out of the way. Oh yeah. YT likes to play with this channel, obviously. So what I need you to do is we need some help with the ALGO, and I won't say rhythm. So make sure you like every show. After the show, actually save this to your favorites, the show. Like and comment on every show. Share this video with everybody, even if it's to your own email, because so that you can watch it later. Not that we're trying to manipulate an algo, and I won't say rhythm. Just you send it to your own email, maybe multiple times or whatever, and because you like to do that, it's fun. And you fully intend to watch it again when you send it to yourself that way. And lastly, make an 8 video playlist. Have it on your playlist and just hit it once a day. Let it play for 8 hours. I want you to sit there and watch it. See, it would be wrong if I were to tell you to use your keyboard to hit the mute button. Don't use the YT mute button on there because then they'll know you're not watching. So what I fully intend you to do is to sit there for 8 hours straight and watch the video. Now, don't cheat and get off the couch, put it on mute, and go about your day. That would be me trying to tell you how to manipulate, and that is wrong. Don't ever do that because we don't manipulate stuff here, do we? So there, I'm just trying to do things in good faith. Got to be honest. Even Steven, even Steven. All right. And yeah, Chris Sharp says, I love sending myself email. Hey, I do too. I would do it all day if I could. Makes me feel popular. Oh, look, I got mail. All right. Let's talk about this one. Guggenheim. I'm going to talk about the Guggenheim. Guggenheim. Now, this is a big deal. I want you to see, everybody, what's going on. There is so much going on. I'm telling you what, everybody's hooking up with everybody, and Axel R is hooking up with Ondo, or specifically, look, I'm just letting you know. I don't care about a price. First, we're going to discuss this real quick. Then I'll get on. Oh, wait a second here. Now, Ben gave me a tax-free donation. Good morning. Out of all the ones you showed us yesterday, which one do you highly recommend? You know what? You got to just watch the video, and I broke it all down because I don't want to get in the business of recommending any particular one. You've got to make that decision for yourself. I thought the A0 one was fun. The connections and stuff that it had like that. And in the past, the key one is important just as you don't go by like how much money you made yesterday. That's fucking stupid. Watch my show. I broke it down, and you have to think like which one. They're both. I can't tell you that. So you're asking a question like, what's better? Sometimes I don't know. Like, that's why I showed you, and then you have to look, and maybe it comes down to you buy something because it's really interesting. That's it. I can't. Yeah, there's no way I can. I mean, because look, all of them, like with the Yuan chain, these are all very interesting cryptos. These are ones that, I mean, the Yuan chain came out with, it's going to be massive and shit. And then it got all quiet. Well, just because something's quiet doesn't mean it's not good. Maybe the quiet one's the most expensive one. So you're asking me, I don't know. That's a crystal ball kind of thing. And that's only with Zoltar, okay? But like if you get Yuan chain, that's from what I've seen, they're a Ripple partner. I mean, shit, it can't get any more. It's like, hey, everybody, this is Yuan chain, and we're Ripple partners. I mean, they just fucking announced it like 4 years ago. I don't care if the price is only 10 cents. They're doing something. These people are sneaky. Right now, I told you. I told you for years now, all these cryptos are going to dump. Now, maybe it's not at a certain point. Maybe the dump occurs over a period of years where they just suppress the price, right? Because see, when I first started in this, as news would happen with Ripple, then the price of the XRP would start going up. Now, that's a security. If you notice, if you hear news about something and the price goes up, generally that would be like a security. Didn't Ripple just go to court to show that they're not a security? Ripple went to court to say this. Now listen, Your Honor, we're not a security because as the price of Ripple, as popular news with Ripple happens, the price doesn't go up commensurate. That was part of it. Part of it is a security. When something's a security, it goes up with the other. The other part is you got to have an investment contract and all these things. So that's why the cryptos we talk about and all this stuff are not securities. There's no investment contracts anywhere in here. So crypto is not regulated by the SEC. We don't even have laws on the books in the United States code about what is a crypto. There's nothing in there. A judge that can't determine what a crypto is. Judge Annalisa Torres. Judges interpret existing law. Since there's nothing in the United States code for the judge to interpret, the judge can't make a finding on what is a crypto and what is not. So now a judge can determine what securities are. And since a judge doesn't know legally what a crypto is, the judge can say that's not a security, because a judge can tell you what a security is. We have laws, regulations, how we test all that and all that kind of thing. So when you come up to the judge with a thing like a crypto, the judge really can't even tell you what it is. So she could say, it's not a security. I don't know what it is. That would be the correct answer from a judge. And a judge really should have dismissed the case, because there's no, I could have a Funkelberry. I could have something called a Funkelberry and start selling it and buying it. You can't, what the fuck is a Funkelberry? Exactly. So what the fuck is a crypto? Exactly. They don't have definitions for it. So it's open and free. One day that'll change when the Genius Act comes in and all these things, clarities, the Crypto Clarities Act. We'll have all these different things, and they'll start creating debt. That'll go into the United States Code. And then now it starts to become law. See what I mean? So right now there's nothing in there. Funkelberry's price is, you call the phone number 1-800-FU, and that phone number will tell you what the price is. It's the Crypto Hulk hotline. Let's get started on this article again. Yeah, I think 1-800-FUCK-YOU. That works. That makes 7. Yeah, 1-800-FUCK-YOU. Call that number up, and you'll get Zoltar's crypto tips. Alrighty then. Here's the article, Guggenheim. Now quit interrupting me so I can get back to work. This thing's huge. Investment giant Guggenheim taps Ripple to expand digital debt offering. Guggenheim's treasury-backed fixed income product will be available on the XRP ledger. United States investment manager Guggenheim is expanding its digital commercial paper through a partnership with Ripple. Now, let me ask you something, man. How many of the world's biggest investment companies do you see hooking up with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Pepe, Doge? Zero. Your answer is zero. Let's continue. So this humongous investment company, under the partnership Guggenheim subsidiary, which is Guggenheim Treasury Service. Oh, what are we seeing, everybody? I want you to see something. We're going to have, Now, when Trump said we're going to have a treasury in the United States government with cryptos, let me tell you something. He threw in, you have to throw in the Litecoin and the Bitcoin and Ethereum, because you're bringing in Ripple and shit like that. So you got to confuse the people that don't know. You get the Bitcoin maxis. They still got stiffies right now, and they're about that big. But what will happen is use case, security, safety, swiftness, and all this will come in, and everybody will, and interoperability comes in. Then everybody realizes, well, there's no use case for Bitcoin, so let's take that one out. See, they'll put it in. Oh, it's already in. I'm just telling you how it's going to get taken out. Okay, how I would do it. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. Zoltar does, and you know,
I see you over there.
hey, it's not your time yet. Pipe down. So that's what's happening. Is this business is going to start using XRP in the treasury. Notice how this isn't like El Salvador, where their biggest export is like t-shirts and bananas or something, or I don't know if that's Panama, or I don't even fucking care. We're dealing with the corporate businesses. And if you look at the news, they're all hooking up with the XRP ledger technology and or using tech companies that are bridged. So they got the Axelar, all bridge stuff like these are all bridges, and they could use maybe an Ethereum, but guess what? You'll see an Axelar bridge right there, or an all bridge. So it's really not Ethereum. Okay. You got two. Now remember, there's different cryptos. They have different use cases. So, you know, Ethereum has some use case. I don't know what, because I'm not a tech person. I'm not being what do you want to call it, condescending or whatever. It's like, I don't know what the use case of Ethereum is. I mean, smart contract platform, well, Ripple's got that. I mean, I'm not here to compare and contrast, but so what we're seeing is the biggest of, well, heck, you got BlackRock using the Biddle platform. I'm the one who told you guys about, what was that, Ondo, when it was like 10 cents. That's how long we've been going over Ondo, maybe over a year or something. And I told you right away that thing's mixed up with Axelar. That's hooked up with Ripple. No other channels talking about that. So when I'm talking about having fun on Fridays, I go over cryptos that no one even talks about and shows the connections. These are solid connected cryptos. I don't know how they're going to do in the future. My job is to show you connections. I'm showing you right here with Guggenheim. This is happening right now. I don't care if the prices aren't going up. That's not my concern. My concern is to show you what is going on. I've already shown you how Ripple, and we take it all the way back to Mt. Gox and the dark pools. And they said, when you invest in this, it'll be off the order books in a dark pool. So we already know they're buying and selling. All the other channels, nobody was talking about this, but I'm the one who showed you about how with the Mt. Gox website, now that was ran by Jed McCaleb. That's one of the guys that started Ripple. He's like one of the top guys there. Him and good old Arthur, and I can't say the last name, Brito, okay? Who's the mystery ghost man. I think he's like the handler for the 3-letter agencies who hires all the tech people. He gets into he puts them up on bulletin boards, electronic website bulletin boards like GateHub or GitHub, and starts recruiting all these nice, fresh, young minds. So I think the Arthur guy is the one that hired Jed and David and all these people that worked at Ledger, XRP. Let me focus on this. So we got the treasury with this Guggenheim company. Ripple, listen to this. Ripple will invest $10 million into the asset as part of the collaboration. Ripple is working its way. Ripple's going to make sure Guggenheim gets hooked up with the XRP ledger, everybody. Oh, man, this is huge, okay? Rather than wait like we've been waiting for 5 years. You know what? This is great. I'm glad we're still not there yet because I'm accumulating crypto. I got the Root Network and these other cryptos that, remember, I talked about on my show that pumped and dumped and shit. I've got them. And as every day goes by, I'm waiting for that next crypto paycheck. Boom. Next month, boom, like that. And it's like 5 years ago, I wouldn't have what I have now. I just started 6 months ago or whatever with Caleb and Brown. So I'm cool, man. Just keep these prices low. Let's keep having fun on Fridays, making money. And then one day, bam, crypto takes off. Great. The commercial paper product is fully backed by U.S. Treasuries with customized maturity options up to 397 days. Ripple X executive Marcus Infinger told Bloomberg that the product could also be made available for purchase using Ripple's U.S. dollar-backed stablecoin. Oh, use case, everybody. Since its launch in December, Ripple's circulating supply has surpassed $350 million. The Ripple partnership isn't Guggenheim's first foray into the crypto sector, as previously reported on Cointelegraph. Guggenheim tokenized its $20 million commercial paper on the Ethereum. See, they always start with Ethereum, right? That's how it always is. You got to start with Ethereum, and then they kind of move away from that. I don't know what the purpose is for that. I honestly don't. But they always end up with XRP at the end. That's what I've always seen. Everything's Bitcoin, Ethereum. But then they somehow, like with the Treasury, the United States government Treasury, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yeah, we'll start with those two, but then we'll add in, okay, we'll throw in some Ripple and, stuff like that. Now, who's also doing this stuff is BlackRock right here and Franklin Templeton. So let's get into showing all the connections here. These are all Ripple connections. Let me check the comments before I get into these connections here. Not to sound stupid, but how do you make tax-free donation? I think you just push that little money button down below. At least my computer shows like a little money. It looks like a dollar bill. And you just push that. See, you got to download the YouTube app to your phone, set up a username, password, because if you're not a YouTube member and you watch my show, you won't see how to join the channel or none of that stuff. You won't be able to make a donation. These are tax-free. So if you don't like YT and you don't like really the government the way that it is now, then tax-free donations, they don't get any of that. I get it all. If you got a $5 or $10 membership, the $5 membership, I think I get $1.50 after all the taxes and YouTube. I got to pay taxes. I got to pay rent to YT and shit. I think I end up with $2 or something, or the memberships are $5, $10, and then I got a $500 membership. YouTube or Apple or whatever, because some people come back, oh, I'm paying 13 or 15. Look, I'm only charging 5 and 10. So outside of that, that's either YouTube or somebody else, because it'd be great if I could make 15, but my shows are 5 and 10 for the month. So, all right, cc.gmail. Thank you very much. Tax-free donation. Let me continue with this article here. What is that one? Okay. So we look up Guggenheim, and just really briefly in Wikipedia. So I want you to see the connections to Ripple and what is going on. Oh, dang. Marco. Thanks for that tax-free. Oh, wait, and Peter Conway. Tax-free donation. Way to go. Marco, you are amazing. Thank you very much for that. Tax-free. YT ain't getting shiznit from that. If you like the little Friday night fun sessions, go ahead and break off good old Uncle Crypto Hulk a little bit there, buddy. Guggenheim is a global investment firm. They have 2,000 employees. They have offices in San Francisco, New York. So, of course, Ripple's in San Francisco. You got JP Morgan tied into this. They hired a JP Morgan person. This company's massive. I'm not getting into the history. I just wanted to show you. Some of you don't know what Guggenheim is. What the fuck is Guggenheim? It's a fucking huge ass company. That's just the street way to tell you. You should probably read the article here, but it's a 25-year-old company, and there's very seriously powerful people working for this organization. They're tied in there with the best. Now, Ondo, let me show you this article here. We're going to breeze through it in like 10 seconds, so you won't get a lecture on this one. So we're talking about the giants right now. What's the topic of this first articles and stuff we're going over? The giants are here, and they're getting all set up. So you're not getting rich tomorrow. Don't worry. You still got time to accumulate. What I'm showing you here is Guggenheim, and they're hooking up with Ripple, and they're tokenizing. I'm showing you right now with this next article I just sent you there. BlackRock started this, the biggest organization in the entire world. People that are watching, the giants are setting up their store, okay? We don't have exit strategies on this program. Well, I'm sitting on my exit strategy. That's the dumbest shit you could ever imagine. People are like, can you get us an exit strategy? What are your price markers? That's so fucking stupid. Why would you sell off a good crypto? These are the dumbest fucking people on social media that have these, well, I'll give you my exit strategies. That is so fucking stupid. We're on a runway, on an airplane. The thrusters just start going, the jets, and someone's like, can I get an exit strategy? We're on our way to Hulk Island to graduate to be rich, and you're asking about an exit strategy, and everybody's looking at you like you got a dick growing out of your forehead. And then I'll be the captain. Everybody, flight attendants, can you throw that person off the plane because we don't need a negative Nancy on board? Over. Paulie Maolini. Thank you very much, Paulie. Hey, Paulie. Thank you very much there, buddy. $10 a month is nothing for the information Hulk gives us. What the $10 does is keeps the riffraff off the channel. And so I can talk to you without all these haters in there and doing the dumb shit. So, plus I don't want them to know the information. Those motherfuckers want the information, they got to pay, okay? When I have a private show, generally YT lets them go. They don't cut it off every 10 minutes and shit. So there's reasons why I have to kind of shut down. Plus, I want to reward people that are Crypto Hulk supporters. I want you guys to know first before the whole world. People that probably hate my show watch it just to get the information. So if I have a $10 show, those motherfuckers are going to have to pay. So that's how we do that. So we're talking about Guggenheim, working with Ripple, big news right there. But also, let's look here, Ondo. Ondo's a crypto that I was telling you about from almost day one. Other channels had no idea. No one's even heard of Ondo. What? They're connected to Ripple, huh? These people have no idea. Ondo went from 10 cents, eventually got up to about $2.10. So if you got in on that, you watch Crypto Hulk and you like what, 20 extra money? Bravo. Good job. So there's Ondo, but what I showed you was that Ondo's working with Axelar. Now this is all with BlackRock, the world's biggest investment company. Right here. Ondo Finance and Axelar integrate. So Axelar is another crypto. I got it. I think I got, for every one Axelar, I got 2 XRPs. So there's your Ripple and Axelar Foundation. I don't know if I copy pasted this here, man. Chuck McCabe. Chucky Charles Charlie. Thank you very much for that. Tax-free donation. It's the only way to go, man. Hey, there's your Ripple and Axelar Foundation partnership. Now we go to Franklin Templeton. So we already know Guggenheim is totally hooking up with Ripple. They're putting that out there. They're not afraid. The average people have no idea. And plus they don't care because if the price isn't going up, the dumb shits ain't buying it. Okay. So I could read an article. I could teach an article about how Guggenheim, is hooking up with Ripple. Ripple is paying $10 million to get something done so they can get closer and have a kindler, gentler relationship. And the average person's like, well, I don't see XRP price going up, so fuck it. You know what? You're lucky right now that you're buying XRP at $2.20 or whatever. You got news every day coming out of this channel and other channels, other people's channels. You got news coming out every day, and XRP stays the same price. You should be happy if you're brand new in this space. You'd be like, oh my God, you're getting probably the best crypto on the planet for $2.20. In one day, when that flip happens, just like a crypto, we'll talk about cryptos and they'll be like 0.00 some cents. And next thing you know, they're up 150%. Or with Really Tech, that shit went up 15x. That's how fast. But guess what? This Ripple, this XRP, it's not going to stop at 15x. That'd be like what, $10, $20 or some shit like that, or 30 or whatever. Oh no, it's going to go beyond what you ever thought it would be. And then you're going to look back and be like, damn, I was buying that at $2. It's like $1,000 right now. People are like, well, how could that happen? Well, because if you watch Crypto Hall, Guggenheim, BlackRock, now we're going on Franklin Templeton, but this is a different one. Stellar. I got Stellar. Just want to let you know. Franklin Templeton announces the Franklin On-Chain U.S. Government Money Fund. I'm going to skip to the first paragraph. Utilizes the Stellar blockchain network. This is about a 2-year-old article right here. Very, very interesting. Now, again, prices are great, okay, when they're cheap, when we're buying. But guess what? We don't determine. Well, sometimes some of you guys might manipulate the price and jack it up temporarily and pump it. But what we look at is we have opportunity now to get the good cryptos. These are all great cryptos we talk about, or the cryptos I show you, they're all great cryptos. Whether you catch a pump on it or not, it doesn't matter. These are all good cryptos with use cases. First thing, you got to have use case, and then the connections, your partnerships. You can have a great crypto, but if nobody's partnering with you, it's going to be a little tough, right? But these cryptos we talk about here, oh, they're deeply connected. Kyber networks and Standard Chartered. I showed you all the connections. It's like, woo-wee. It was exciting. I had no idea that these key and a zero and shit, I had no idea they're that well connected. I'm like, damn. The more I kept looking at them, like, these are great. So price right now, look, it's all artificially suppressed. Now, that could be good and it could be bad, right? I look at it as good. I'm still buying. I'm waiting for my allowance on July 2nd or whatever I get it. And then I'll be rich July 2nd, and then July 3rd, I'm poor again. But I'm glad. And then one day when this all takes off, I'm priced out. Like, I won't be buying anymore because all the shit, like XRP will probably be at 1,000 and shit. Like, fuck. So it's kind of like that. I mean, who knows? Look, there's so much tricky shit going on. Like, y'all know that Stellar burned up 50 billion of their crypto. Who's to say Ripple ain't going to do these the same? What if the government, I've been telling you for years, the government could just take over the XRP. Systemically important for the survival of the United States. I told you from day one, I think the government is Ripple, and they will. I don't see Ripple being around as a software company. I don't see Ripple ever becoming a bank or anything like that. Ripple's role is to bring this Ripple, the government, 5 rich families, whatever you want to call it. That's Ripple. And the other good cryptos, you know, Satan's little helpers and stuff. They're all in on it. They're bringing in a new system to have a one world payments thing. That's how it'll be. So everybody's going to keep their own money. We're not going to be on a one money system. Here's the trick. Here's the game that's being played on the whole entire world, okay? everybody's going to look at their money and it's going to say, peso or whatever on it. So they're going to think that it's their country's money. But we all know who's controlling the banks. The certain family controls these Federal Reserve banks, which controls the countries. So they allow everybody to have their own money to make it look like, yeah, this is our money. We're in control, man. This is our money. Look right here. It shows United States dollar. It shows Mexico peso, libertad, whatever you guys put on your money. Okay. And then the Russians have vodka. But whatever it is, everybody looks like you got your own money. But there's this thing called HTTP 402 and something called Codius mixed. Oh, no, the channel's going to start glitching now. But you got Codius mixed in with the Interledger protocol was put into that chart holder, that placeholder in the internet. So now you have Codius they put it into the Interledger protocol, which is the Ripple ledger. Boom, right into the system. Now that will act as an exchange of value. It won't just be a money exchange like a Ripple liquidity hub. Oh no, this will be an exchange. I could have Porsche stock and go into McDonald's and buy a fucking hamburger because the Ripple ledger, which they gifted to the world, the HTTP 402, that'll interchange everything of value. I can have gold stock and go buy a hamburger at McDonald's using. But man, we're back. What I tell you, right? How do I call it? You mention a couple buzzwords or you start getting a little bit too real and they pull the plug on the show. I told you, I said, watch, they're going to do it. It's okay. Fun Weber. Hulk is the real deal. Look, I'm just giving you information, all right, that I see. I don't know anything. Somebody's like, oh, you must have government connections. Well, I did used to work for the Department of Justice. But no, I don't use any of those connections. Nobody from any three-letter calls me at all. I just want to make that very clear. Because Crypto Hulk, you're just showing us things that, like, how do you get these things? How do you show us the Russian system of payment, the crypto system? How do you get that where it shows January 9th, 2000, like with ZPay? Crypto Hulk, how do you find the ZPay website from 2014 that shows how Russia and Ripple used and coordinated together? Like, I can't tell you that. Crypto Hulk, somebody sent you that from like some agency. I'm like, no comment. Let's go with the next one. Fiserve. This will be fun. Fun on Fridays. I'm gonna start calling it that. Fun on Friday. Not every Friday. I can't have you making 100% every Friday. That would be too much fun. Crypto Hulk, come on, do it. Fun every Friday. But I will tell you something though. If you share those videos, or you make your own little videos and share it, and mainly act as an advertiser for Crypto Hulk, the more people get into this, that becomes super, super fun, right? So imagine we got 400 people here right now. What if we had 2,000? What if we had 3,000 people? You know how much and how fast and furious that shit would pump? It's like, yeah, we might see numbers of 300-400%. So, like I said, share this video, make your own little short portion of a favorite part, share it, post it. Some of you guys are super popular, not like me. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. I'm going to eat some worms. So, let's GameStop it. We get like 100,000 people, 200,000 people, and we you guys determine what you do with the stuff, but a particular crypto just goes up 1,000%. 1970 legend dumps in like $100,000 and walks away with like 2-3 million, and then I get a check for whatever he thinks I should get. I'll be like, nice. But yeah, the bigger this channel gets, we have more fun on Fridays, okay? Now, let's get back to work because all play and no work makes Jack a dull boy. Cryptoholic, you totally said that the wrong way, and that's so 1950s. Shut up. Okay, next one is about Fiserve. Now, about 3 years ago, I showed you some articles about Fiserve. I'm going to show you again today. But about 3 years ago, I was telling you about Fiserve and Ripple. Nobody else. It was only about a month ago until somebody found the article that I was showing. So let's go. Let me show this article. I think I showed the wrong one. Okay, here's a Fiserve article. The Fiserve CEO embraces stable coins. Now, I got to do something real quick. P-U-L-L-S-H-I-T. That's bullshit. Okay. Fiserve is making an announcement that now I'm gonna use a little dramatics here because I have poetic license. It's my show. Fiserve is going to announce to the world that they're coming out with their own stable coin, and they're just looking into it and all these things. I had to hit the bullshit meter because, well, Fiserve's been Ripple partner for 11 years, 12 years. They probably had stable coins 12 years ago. Okay, so this is all dramatics. You won't hear this on any other program. So, payment processing giant Fiserve is developing. Oh, here's the I want to grab that button again and push it. Payment processing giant Fiserve is developing an infrastructure for its merchant customers. Really? They're developing? Does it really take 12 years? Because I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you something. If Fiserve was to call up Ripple today, they could be hooked up 1, 2, 3 months tops. Okay? They were Ripple partners from day one, like 12 years ago. It doesn't take fucking 12 years to do this shit. Ripple literally says it can take 1 to 3 months probably to hook up a business this size. Now, if you just want to go cloud, that's the fastest way to go. Hardwiring takes obviously longer, but if everything goes Wi-Fi, cloud shit, and Starlink, then gosh. But listen to this. Payment processing giant Fiserve is developing an infrastructure. That is such a lie. 2, 3. Go to the 4th paragraph. The company should also be prepared if a federal bill regulating stablecoins is signed into law. Everybody, let me tell you something. There will be crypto laws and regulations. All this was stalled, slowed down, slow walked, whatever you want to call it, on purpose. Remember, we got to get all these slowpoke companies up and running, okay? All the slowpoke countries as well. You got small to mid-sized businesses like banks or financial institutions. If they're not ready, they're going to get wiped out. Well, what'll happen then, Cryptoholic? Well, then you'll have a monopoly. And then those top banks will have no competition at all. That's a very, very bad thing. Also, everything's been slowed. Gary Gensler was the king of slowing it down. That's what his purpose was, is to just stop. Do you realize with Gary Gensler, he did not say at all during his 4 years whether Bitcoin or Ethereum are security. He didn't actually come out and say it. How do you have a job that long, 4 years, and not mention one? Like this is a total government operation. If you can't see it, this is what I've been telling you all this whole time. Ripple and all the shit's the government. They have to slow down to allow all these poor countries. Hey, we ain't taking off. I told you what, when Africa's hooked up, the whole continent, then it's a green light. We're ready to go. They're not ready. So guess what? Ain't shit going to happen. But you got to get at least 85 to 90% of the world hooked up. You're always going to have those like Cuba or something. You're always going to have those certain countries, 5 or so, that just they ain't fucking with nobody. They'd rather, I mean, look, in Cuba, they're still driving around cars from the 1940s and 50s. That's how far back they are. They don't even have it. Nobody has like a 2020 Honda Civic or nothing. It's all like 1940 Duesenberg or something like that, you know? But what we got here, that's the Pfizer article telling us that they're going to start getting ready. Well, when I showed you about 3 years ago, well, here's Fiserve as a Ripple partner. Let's take a look at this. Fiserve's never thought that I'd find this. Go to the 20-second mark. 20-second mark. What do we got here? Ripple Labs page. Says meet the team. And guess what? Fiserve, right there. So Fiserve is trying to play like, oh, we're just starting stable coins. And then Crypto Hulk comes along and says, no, you've been doing this shit for 12 years. Come on, keep it real. Now, I'm going to show you something cool. I'm the only channel that showed you this. Let me show you this. This is awesome. This is why you're in a good place here on Crypto Hulk channel. It's worth getting the $10 membership. Look, a couple people that are not millionaires at all by any means signed up at the $500 level. Okay. This person doesn't really know a lot about crypto. They signed up at the 500 level because they wanted to know shit and be the first to know. And the guy probably made a fuck ton of money last night. Okay. Now this person's not rich. They told me and everything like that. But I don't want to say how much this person put into a certain crypto, but I know they made like a lot. So Hulk, make sure you split your fee with Zoltar, the real brains behind the Hulkster.
I see you over there.
Hey, watch it now. Don't start getting all cocky. Now, when Trump was going to be elected, now I was calling this one when it first came out. Nobody else had a clue. Okay. Fiserve's Republican National Convention visibility carries possible benefits and perils. So what came out is this. And then I was like, man, I knew it. So what happened, I knew Trump would win when I saw this. Is Fiserve has what's called Fiserve Stadium, Fiserve Forum. Okay, a forum where they have sports play. The Republicans held their convention at a Fiserve Stadium. Oh, and at that point, I was the only channel that knew that Fiserve was a Ripple partner, and I said Trump wins. Okay, because crypto wins, because the Democrats were trying to just kill crypto, and Trump was saying, yeah, Bitcoin, like, he's clueless, but it's okay. His heart's in the right place. But he wanted crypto to go, and the Republican, at that point, when they're at Fiserve Forum, I'm like, dude, this is so cool. Pfizer's a Ripple partner. Trump's daughter's husband was like friends with people at Ripple. And I'm like, oh, I know who's going to win. So there you have that fun little story. You got to have fun, not just on Friday. So when we look at Fiserve, I'm going to show you this. PayPal's all mixed in with this. So we're talking about Fiserve. Really briefly, you got PayPal and Venmo hooking up with Visa. Now look at the third paragraph. You got Cross River Bank, day one Ripple partner, but look right there, Fiserve. Right there, that's last year, everybody. So I want you to see what's going on. Ripple's tech and Ripple partnerships are all deep in all of this stuff. I don't care if the crypto prices ain't going up. Now, sometimes some people can make them go up, then they come down. But when you have a little fun on Friday, it helps you get a little bit of extra green dollars in your pocket, okay? Put them in your wallet there. But you got PayPal hooking up with Venmo, hooking up with Visa and Western Union. But look right there, Fiserve is right there. They're in on this. Fiserve and Cross River Bank. That's like 2013, 14. Ripple partners right there. That's how you know this whole thing. It's all Ripple. There's no Ethereum. You don't see all these connections with Ethereum like this. That's crazy. Okay, I think we'll do a last. Oh boy, yeah, we'll do a last article. Let me check out the comments real quick. Get Zoltar a girlfriend. Zoltar is a fortune teller. I don't think fortune tellers like Zoltar have girlfriends. Let's look. Zoltar is a pimp. Last one. Now we might see some channel glitching going on here. Zoltar sees everything. Let me make a short, super short video. Let me take a look here. Okay. Let me start this video here. We're going to look at China and the connection to Ripple. So starting right there, you can see that that's Ripple China. And there is the web address. If you type this in to XRP scan, you'll see that Ripple China is there. Now I'm looking at 2014. Now I can't show you the source where I got this, but I can show you this. Hold on. Ripple Wallet is now available in China. When can Ripple be used as currency? I'm just going to show some. And when is this CryptoHolic? 2013. And look what we got there. So here's a chat board where people in China were utilizing XRP, giving it away, trading it, using XRP. It's like a bulletin board. And, oh, well, looky here. The Ripple timeline. Notice this company, Alipay and TenPay from Tencent, they got hooked up with Ripple around 2013, July or something. I want you to see that. Now I'm going to send this video to you, and we can start the show, and that's faux show. I'm going to show you this portion right here. Give me a second. It's 1 minute and 22 seconds long. Okay, let me go to my channel real quick. Okay, it's loading. Okay, give it like a minute or something like that. I'm going to start in. This will be the last article. I want you to see something very, very powerful. We're hunting wabbits. Hold on. Well, Rob 7879, tax-free donation. Thanks, Hulk. Good. Hopefully you made some money. XRP Primec. Welcome to the entry-level membership. And Ron Weber, thank you very much for that tax-free donation. Ron says, here's your quote referral fee for A0. Thanks, Hulk. Keep it coming. So it looks like we have a happy customer. It's a good crypto. If it pumped and dumped on you and all that, whatever, it's still a great crypto. Yeah. If you made money, great. If you didn't, fine, not a big deal. We'll have more to come. And these cryptos, they're long holders. These are not pump and dump shit. I mean, people might do it, but these are ones that you hold. I mean, these are ones you do whatever you want with, basically. Jeremy Johnson, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Totally awesome. Okay, so that should be loaded by now. I want to show you right here. Now, the channel's probably going to start glitching. Hopefully it doesn't. So I'm going to go over some very, very huge, huge, that's UGE without the Y, about China and Ripple. Here's how you look, this whole thing, like these other channels have no idea, okay? We got the evidence right here. Let me show you. Ant International. So Alibaba is mixed up with it. They're like, I don't know who's higher, Ant Financial, or I think Alibaba's under them. I don't know. Whatever it is, this is all Chinese communists, okay? The communist Ant International explores a stablecoin issuance. Hold on.
Attention, the bullshit meter has detected major BS. Confirmed, that's definitely some bullshit.
Okay, what we got here, this article, I'm going to show you evidence here in a minute where China and Ripple have been working together since 2013. They didn't just start the state. They're not exploring crypto. They've been having this for the past 13 years or so, 12 years, okay? This is hilarious. That's why I had to hit the bullshit meter. And what's funny is the whole world has no idea. Oh, how sad. And International explores stablecoin issuance. Now, this is huge here. Strikes Deutsche Bank tokenized deposit deal. This is so fucking massive. Deutsche Bank is like the biggest in Europe, okay? Or second biggest, something like that. This is massive right here. Hoo-wee. And Deutsche Bank is all mixed up. Look, it's the Chinese communists getting involved there. That's what's going on. That's why this is huge, because nobody thinks communist China is mixed up in any of this crypto shit. Oh, God, yes, they are. They're right there. But see, in China, the government owns half. So Ant Financial, that's half Chinese. And actually, technically, it's 100% Chinese. If you just look at somebody wrong, the government goes from owning 50 to 75% of your company. And if you tell the Chinese government to fuck off, then now they own 100%. So basically, it's like a dog on a leash. Imagine you're the dog and the government's got us on leashes, like me too. That's what all this is with China and every government, really. And International. This story is massive right here. Because the evidence that I show where China and Russia, China and the United States are all hooked up with crypto. Like China right now is literally getting infused into crypto and nobody has an idea on how this is going on. It's Ripple. That's why I can't go to any Rip functions where Ripple's there, because I'm like, dude, it's the fucking government. Ripple's the government. Like, why would I go sit? It's funny. People go to all these conferences for Ripple, Ripple Swell or whatever it is. Like, Ripple is the government doing the work of the top 5 families of the world. Like, I can't sit in a conference and be like, yeah, go Ripple. Woohoo, Dave Schwartz. Brad Garlinghouse. Yeah, you're the man, right? Yeah, everybody. Like, yeah. Like, I can't do that. It's fucking stupid. All right. Now, the adults are back in session. Ant Financial, the global payments firm that owns Alipay. Oh, isn't on that video I just showed you, huh? That's a Ripple partner. Wow. Dang, Crypto Hulk. That video you just made showed a Alipay and a TenPay, and the date on that was 2013. Crypto Hulk, how do you find all these things? Now that's a trick question. I've got Zoltar.
I see you over there.
Hey, stop it. So Ant International owns Alipay, which is a Ripple partner, announced a partnership with Deutsche Bank. Oh my God. So this is how China hooks up into all of Europe. Get it? So now we're seeing a connection. It's coming, everybody. The store is getting put together. You're watching this live on Crypto Hulk Show. You are literally watching how the future of control of all the money and everybody in the world, it's starting. I'm showing you the biggest connection. You got China. Listen, man, China, the biggest fucking country in the world, is now linked to Europe. It's getting close, people. I mean, look around the world right now. I'm not getting into all the dumb shit going on, and I don't want to talk about upsetting things. I'm trying to make you guys money. You know what? There's a lot of bad shit going on in the world. We got a place called Crypto Hulk Channel where we're going to have fun on Fridays and make a fuck ton of money. Now, I don't care what the fuck's going on out there. I don't have control over it. What I do have control over is making a show where you can make a lot, and people are doing it all the time, and it's fun. At least we got some place in the world where we can have fun and make money and prepare and buy really good, solid cryptos, whether we make money on it or not, at least. Hey, at least you'll have the best jokes in town. Because this world's changing. And if you can't see that, man, you got some problems. And Crypto Hulk Channel's got all the evidence you need, okay? We got the Chinese hooking up with the Germans, which links them to all of Europe. Now, I showed you very beginning of my little video I just made with the minute and 15 second. I showed you Ripple China. I showed you the Ripple wallet address from the Ripple customer list 2014. You could go to xrpscan.com, type in that Ripple wallet address, and guess what? You're going to see Ripple China. And people will be like, oh shit, Crypto Hulk, I did what you said. And it did. It showed Ripple China. That's why people, some of them are paying $500 because they get access to stuff nobody else has first. And then hey, that's just how it goes. But your $10 channels are great, okay? And the freebie ones too. This is a freebie right now. You're learning all the information. So everybody gets a little. Now, the next page I showed you, it shows how it shows these little chat. I'm not clicking on all these things, but this shit is from 2013. Ripple wallet is now in Chinese. Oh, Ripple had a wallet. Ripple has a wallet, everybody. They're going to release. They probably already released it to all their customers. We just don't know about it. So what's going to happen is this. Here's the next prediction. Ripple, David Schwartz is going to make an announcement that we're working on releasing a Ripple wallet. And all of us here are going to laugh because they already have one. I've been telling you guys for about 3 years now. Remember, you learned shit on Crypto Hulk Channel that Ripple hasn't even released yet. The first one was the XMM, the automated market maker. There's other things. They had Ripple Dividend and on and on. I'm not getting into all that. But I'm telling you a lot of this shit that Ripple hasn't even released. A wallet is one of them. We're seeing it right here. I've shown it before. How to restore the Ripple wallet after backing it up to a file. Ripple was already done. This whole shit with the digital IDs and putting it in a wallet, everybody, this shit's already done. You will have a government wallet, and I'm telling you, it'll be a Ripple-based wallet. A United States government is going to come out, everybody in the country. Here's your next prediction from Zoltar.
I see you over there.
Zoltar's got a prediction that the whole country the government of the United States is going to issue wallets. And I think we kind of know who made those wallets. Okay. Let's go to the next article. We got Ripple China. It shows here. It's a little chat page. I'm not going to get into what this stuff is, but this is how in the beginning, Ripple got into China and it spread throughout there, okay, with Justin Sun, the guy that made Tron. And now here's the timeline I showed you. It's called Ripple China Timeline. On May 9th, 2013, the Ripple China team was established. Now, I already shown you the Ripple business, so the International Ripple Business Association, IRBA. I already showed you that page. China was on it in 2013. This is it here. This is another example. Alipay and TenPay. They were already hooked up. We just read an article about, yes, Alipay is exploring stable coins. Well, what were they doing back in 2013 then when they were already hooked up with Ripple China? Don't ask that question at an Alipay conference, because in the back of the room, the China Red Army, they're going to take you to some place and people are never going to see you again. So don't ask that question at any rally in China when you see Alipay, okay? That's a little heads up. Lastly, here's another page showing you Ripple China. Now go to 38-second mark. 38-second mark. What do we got? It shows clearly Ripple China. Then underneath that, it shows CNY. Now, that's CN. CN stands for China. Like, imagine this. You heard of US dollars? Well, it's USD, right? Give me $500 of USD. US is short for United States. D is short for dollar. China has the same thing. Its country code is CN. The last part of that is the Y. That's the yuan. That's the electronic money that China is currently using right now. Now, China released that in 2018. But guess what? Who really made it for China? 2013, Ripple. Oh, so what happened is Ripple went into China. They had something called, in 2013, Ripple China, CNY. They already have a stable coin. It's already done. It's already made. 12 years ago. Okay. But China waited 5 years to release it. Then they claim, then the funny thing was the whole world said, oh no, China's got a stable coin. They're ahead of the United States. And look what my channel has that no other channel has. Proof about Ripple China. You don't see that on NB. You don't see it anywhere. That's why when I go to a Ripple, I won't go to a Ripple conference because it's all the government. See what I mean? With all the evidence you see on this channel. How do you have Ripple China? Come on now. We're going to help out a communist country and make crypto for do you understand what I just showed you right here? You have an American company that made a crypto for a communist country. That's against national security. Or is it? I mean, this brings up some very interesting questions. Could Ripple send it was Justin Sun, the guy that made Tron. Ripple sent Justin Sun over into China because he's Chinese to hook all this up. Now, why would we hook up a foreign country with something like this? I don't know. Just that's how it is. So this whole thing, now do you know why we don't have crypto laws and regulations? I've been telling you. Now it's starting to make sense, isn't it? If you have crypto laws and regulations, that's maybe the reason why they're allowed to do it is because a 3-letter agency that's doing this isn't breaking any laws because we don't have any. Now you're like, damn, Crypto Hawk, that's true. See? If you don't have crypto laws, you can that's why Vitalik Buterin and all this, nobody's getting in trouble, okay? Nobody's getting all these other channels. Oh, he needs to go to jail. All these people. Dude, there's no crypto laws right now. You can't get in trouble, okay? Nobody's getting into trouble because the government is behind this. That's why. Do you think, look, the minute, man, I can't even go and open up a hot dog stand where I live unless I got a permit and all the health inspection and shit. But BlackRock can have multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin investment funds when we don't even know who made it. When Bitcoin doesn't have an office, a president, a phone number, you can sell billions of dollars, but I can't open a fucking hot dog stand. Seriously, with a little cart and a little umbrella and shit and sell wieners. Well, I'm not selling my wiener, but I could sell wieners for like $2 or $3 a hot dog. I got to get a permit and all the tax stuff and EIN and all that, but BlackRock doesn't have to register. See, with every stock and all this stuff sold, you have to have the president, phone number, address. The SEC has to investigate. How are you selling Bitcoin when nobody knows who made all this shit and there's no, see what I mean? This has got to be a government setup. Okay, this makes no fucking sense at all. All right, we are done. And this show is over. We're at an hour and 20 minutes. I got to go. Had a great time. I'm going to look at making a PM show. That is my intention because there's a ton of news. So more than likely, I'll see y'all at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Adios.